She called 911 the instant I packed my first box. "He's violating the rules," she screeched into the phone, her voice sharp enough to crack windows several houses away. Moments later, 5 police cruisers rolled up my driveway like I was some kind of threat. Officers scattered across my yard, hands hovering near their weapons, just because I dared to move out of my own home. 5 armed cops because I was boxing up dishes in a place I paid for. I'm standing there holding a carton of kitchen plates, staring at Darlene Pritchard, HOA president and full-time neighborhood dictator, waving her arms from her perfectly trimmed lawn, oversized sunglasses flashing in the sunlight. The diesel reek of my U-Haul blended with her overpowering perfume, an ungodly mix of fake flowers and pure arrogance. What she didn't realize was that I had just bought every property on her beloved street. And in about 20 minutes, when those officers figured out she'd dragged them out for nothing, she was about to learn she wasn't the ruler anymore. She was about to become my tenant. Ever had an HOA hit you with something ridiculous? What's the craziest violation you've gotten? Drop it below. Watching from HOA hell? Comment your state. Let's map where the worst Karens live. Anyway, let me back up. A year and a half before those cops showed up in my driveway, I was a very different man. I'm Roland, early 50s software project manager, the type who actually reads manuals and enjoys making clean spreadsheets. I know, wild, but here's the truth. My wife, Sarah, passed from cancer 2 years ago, and after months of drifting through our empty Columbus home, every room reminding me of everything I'd lost, I needed to leave. I needed a reset, somewhere peaceful where I could breathe again. Pinewood Grove seemed ideal. 22 houses in a tidy development just outside Indianapolis. Mix of ranches and colonials from the late 90s. The kind of neighborhood where you imagine kids riding bikes, neighbors lending tools, maybe a 4th of July cookout. I bought a simple 3-bedroom ranch, planning to test out retirement. Eventually, brought my elderly dad out here too. The first week, the house smelled like fresh paint and clean carpet. Hope smelled like Home Depot. That hope lasted exactly 23 days. Darlene Pritchard knocked on my door one Tuesday morning, and I could tell instantly something was off. Picture this. Late 50s, velour tracksuit, movie star sunglasses meant for dodging paparazzi, and perfume so thick it announced her presence half a minute before she reached the porch. She drove a white Lexus SUV with a vanity plate that said Grover. Grove Leader. Subtle as a brick, right? "Welcome to Pinewood Grove," she said as she shoved an enormous binder into my hands. "I'm Darlene, HOA president. This is your welcome packet." third document made my blood run cold. Liens on a homeowner's property. Patterson, on the north end, owed fines. Darlene placed a lien that blocked him from refinancing. He lost out on a refi that would have saved $40,000 over the loan's life. Chen handed me another paper. Patterson's bank records. He paid those fines in full. She placed the lien anyway. Fraud. Criminal fraud. I sat at Chen's kitchen table for an hour, going through every page while he made coffee we both forgot to drink. Afternoon light faded into evening. My hands steady, mind racing. "Why didn't you use this before?" I asked. Chen looked down. "I was scared. She destroyed families, Roland. Johnsons, Patels, that young couple with a baby. All gone because they fought back. I kept these as insurance, but never had courage. Then you showed up." I called Phyllis, my attorney, from Chen's kitchen. She drove over, reviewed everything under the dining room lamp. "This is felony embezzlement," she said, tapping her pen. "Civil fraud and HOA board members have fiduciary duty, same as corporate executives. She breached it. Personally liable. Vernon, too, for signing off on these transfers." Knowledge nugget. HOA board members aren't just volunteers. They have a legal fiduciary duty. Breach it, and you're personally liable for civil and criminal damages. I had everything now. Voting majority, criminal evidence, viral video support, community momentum. Phyllis looked at me. "You could turn this over to the DA tomorrow. End it fast." "No," I said. "Election in 27 days. I want her in that room. Everyone sees exactly who she is. Then we press charges." Chen smiled, the first in months. Maximum humiliation. Maximum accountability. I corrected. Yeah, also humiliation. That night, Darlene made a fatal mistake. She filed an actual lawsuit against unknown investors for conspiracy to undermine the HOA. Expensive lawyer, $18,000 HOA reserves burned for retainer. Then she sent threatening letters to every homeowner. Anyone collaborating with hostile investors would face maximum enforcement of community standards. Next morning, letters hit mailboxes. By noon, a secret Facebook group had formed, Pinewood Grove Truth. 14 of 22 homeowners joined in 2 hours. Marcus became moderator, keeping me anonymous. People shared everything: violation notices, screenshots of fines, stories of Darlene's cruelties. One woman posted a photo of her daughter's chalk drawing that earned a $400 fine. The group became a digital war room, invisible to Darlene. 27 days until the election. 27 days until it all came out. I could smell it. Not her perfume this time. Fear. Her fear. Smelled like victory. My dining room became mission control. Papers everywhere, laptops open, printer running hot enough to smell like melting plastic. Pop called it the war room, and he wasn't long. Over the next week, the core team assembled. Me, Phyllis, Marcus, Chen, and Gladys, insisting on helping despite being in her 80s. "I want my bird feeder back," she said, "and I want to watch that woman pay." New recruits joined fast. Torrance's handled social media documentation. Bernard, retired postal worker, knew every homeowner's story. Kate, a local reporter, smelled blood in the water. "My Watergate," she said. "Small town corruption exposed. I want the exclusive." We mapped strategy on a Staples whiteboard. Prong 1, legal takeover. Chen drew ownership structure in blue marker. 12 properties, 53% control. I could also vote on behalf of tenants using proxies, just needed signed authority. Knowledge nugget. Most HOAs allow proxy voting. Stack enough and you control elections without owning majority. With proxies, I had 14 votes, 64%. Board nomination control. Darlene, powerless. Prong 2, criminal evidence. Phyllis organized Chen's docs into prosecutor-ready format. White-collar experience. 17 homeowners with documented damages from fraudulent fines. Pattern of behavior. RICO statutes. Organized fraud. Total damages $127,000. Enough to ruin Darlene financially, even if she avoids prison. Prong 3, public relations. Kate wanted story released election morning. Maximum impact. 5th, Darlene, you're fired. Done with this community. Room erupted. People standing, clapping, crying, hugging. Darlene grabbed her purse, shaking, dropping it twice. One last defiant attempt. You'll regret this. I built this community. I made it valuable. Ungrateful. Gladys, sweet, quiet, devastating. You built a prison, dear. They're just escaping. Applause louder. Darlene walked toward the door. Every eye followed her. TV cameras tracked her path. She nearly ran into a chair, stumbled, caught herself. She pushed through the door into the parking lot. Cameras followed her to her white Lexus. She got in, started it, backed up so fast she nearly hit a mailbox. Someone filmed it on their phone. Within minutes, the video of her flustered, defeated exit was on the Facebook group. By morning, it had 2.3 million views in 48 hours. Inside the community center, we weren't thinking about viral videos. The room exhaled collectively, like everyone had been holding their breath for years and finally could breathe. People swarmed me. Handshakes, hugs, thank yous. Mrs. Torrance cried. Mr. Chen grinned so wide I thought his face might split. You saved us, someone said. We saved each other, I told them. I had resources, you had courage to keep living here. That's harder. Someone banged on the door. Everyone tensed. Was Darlene back? No. County sheriff. Someone had called, probably Darlene claiming assault. Who's in charge here? The sheriff asked. 40 people pointed at me. I walked over. I'm Roland, new HOA president. No assault occurred. We held an election. Every second recorded. You can review the footage. The sheriff looked at the cameras, looked at me. She called 20 minutes ago claiming she was attacked. She's lying, Bernard said. 18 witnesses, video proof, nobody touched her. The sheriff sighed, the sigh of someone who dealt with Darlene before. Yeah, that tracks. Sorry to bother you folks. He left. Whatever remained of Darlene's credibility crumbled to dust. Marcus had been reviewing files on his laptop. Suddenly he stood. Roland, you need to see this. He showed me a deleted email recovered from the HOA laptop Darlene had left behind. Subject, Gladys foreclosure timeline. Darlene had been planning to foreclose on Gladys's house. 2 weeks away from filing, she would have seized the property, sold it at auction, pocketed the proceeds. I looked at Gladys laughing with neighbors, genuinely happy for the first time in years. We'd saved her house without even realizing how close we'd been to disaster. Print that, I told Marcus, quietly. Goes to the DA too. The meeting wrapped around 9. I outlined next steps. Full audit in 2 weeks, town hall to present findings, then a vote on dissolving the HOA. People lingered. Nobody wanted to leave. Pizza appeared. Bernard had ordered it mid-meeting. Someone brought beer from their car. Community center manager said we could stay until 10. It became an impromptu celebration. Kids playing in the parking lot, adults laughing, swapping numbers, making plans. I stepped outside. Cool night air, honeysuckle scent nearby, the buzz of conversation and laughter drifting from inside. Pop appeared with a beer. Your wife would be proud, he said quietly. I looked at the ceramic turtle on the steps, brought from home. A mascot now. Yes, I said. She would. Tomorrow brings consequences. Legal, paperwork, rebuilding. But tonight we just listened to a community coming back to life. And it sounded like hope. 2 weeks later, the community center packed again. 67 people. Homeowners, media, 3 TV stations, Kate from the newspaper, even a true crime podcast crew. Auditor's report sat like a bomb. 148 pages. I'd read every line. New board at the front. Me, Chen, Bernard, Mrs. Torrance. 4 people who actually cared. Vernon resigned via email. Vanished. Other rubber stamp members fled. Darlene showed up. Credit for that. Most would have hidden. She walked in at 6:58. Lawyer in tow, suit expensive, arms crossed, trying to look defiant, mostly scared. Lawyer clearly told her to stay silent. Smart advice. I called the meeting to order at 7 sharp. Thank you all.
Independent audit results are extensive, every number verified by a certified forensic accountant. Copies available. Total embezzled, $31,428. Kickbacks, $18,200. Fraudulent fines, $53,600, affecting 19 homeowners. Gasps. Numbers higher than expected. Total theft was $132,000. Dead quiet. Additionally, Darlene skipped HOA liability insurance, saved $4,000 a year, pocketed the difference. Emergency reserve funds supposed to hold $20,000? Empty. HOA technically insolvent. Chen stood. District attorney filed charges: grand theft, embezzlement, fraud. Potential sentence 4 to 7 years. Darlene's lawyer whispered urgently. She shook her head. We're also filing a class action civil suit, I said. 19 homeowners seeking $250,000 plus attorney fees. I paused, looked around. Before we move forward, anyone affected may speak. Gladys first. 83, trembling hands, voice clear. I was 2 weeks from losing my home. Never stolen, never had a speeding ticket. She called me a liability, tried to destroy me over a bird feeder. The Torrance is next. We teach civics. We tell students bullies lose, justice prevails. Tonight we prove we weren't lying. Bernard said, 19 years here. Watch this place go from neighborhood to dictatorship. Today, it's a neighborhood again. 7 more spoke. Stories heartbreaking. Widow fined for dented gutter. Veteran fined for wrong weak flag. Single mom fined for chalk art. Half the room crying. Darlene snapped. You're all pathetic. I made this neighborhood valuable. Property values went up. Chen said, no. County records property appreciation 8% below regional average. You cost equity. Darlene's face went red. Racist comment almost slipped. Lawyer restrained her, but cameras caught it. Damage done. Item 2. Dissolve HOA. Requires 75% approval. 17 of 22 properties. Explanation: no more fines, dues, rules. Your home truly yours. Common areas deeded to the city. Public park maintained by the city. Final slide. Pinwood Community Fund. Recovered embezzlement plus settlement money into Sarah's Second Chances Scholarship. $2,500 a year, renewable, first recipient next month. Gladys crying openly. Vote. 19 out of 22 hands, 86%. Motion passes. Pinwood Grove HOA dissolved. Applause, cheers, hugging, chant, no more HOA. Half joined. I banged the gavel as a souvenir. Effective immediately, no rules on grass height, mailbox color, or lawn ornaments. Your home is your home. Darlene, you're erased. She tried one last defiant line. You'll regret this. Nobody listened. Celebration drowned her out. She walked to her Lexus, TV cameras surrounding. Video went viral by morning. Kate pulled me aside for an interview. Message to homeowners trapped in HOA hell? I thought of Gladys's bird feeder, Torrance's chalk, Sarah's turtle. Read your bylaws. Show up to meetings. Numbers or power. And if all else fails, buy the board. She smiled. I smiled. Clip became lead story locally. By week's end, neighborhood fires HOA president trending nationally. That night, pizza, string lights, music from a car stereo, block party. First real celebration in 8 years. Kids playing tag, parents laughing. Pop beside me with 2 beers. Think she'll actually go to jail? Yeah, I said. She deserves it. 3 months later, plea deal. 18 months prison, $103,000 restitution, 5 years probation, lifetime HOA ban. The law nicknamed Darlene Law. Vernon testified, got probation, moved to Arizona. Civil settlement. Homeowners refunded. I covered $12,000 shortfall, worth every penny. Neighborhood transformed. Lawns manicured or wildflower meadows. Chen's planted veggies. Bernard installed Trout Mailbox. Holiday lights year-round. Kids outside, chalk art everywhere. Monthly potlucks. 43 families last month. Gladys won pie contest third year. 8 rental properties kept, 15% below market, for families, students, veterans. Financial loss on 2 sold back to families, $30,000. Money wasn't why. Sarah's Second Chances scholarship launched with $47,000 fund. First recipient? Torrance's daughter heading to college. 8 scholarships so far. Pop lives permanently in one property. We have dinner twice a week. He and Bernard fish every Saturday. Stories grow more elaborate each time. Sarah's garden at my front door. Perennials, bench with a plaque. Neighbors use it. Marcus hired at Phyllis's firm, considering law school. Bernard wrote a book